I have no intention of moving anytime soon. But if I did, it would be to a house with more wall space so I could justify buying pretty pictures at the thrift stores. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and my daughter and I went thrifting at the Goodwill bins in Portland. Made a day of it, had an absolute blast. The AC in the store was broken, which is never fun on a hot summer day, but I'll put up with hot temperatures to get to dig through people's discarded stuff. Because I'm crazy like that. I wish there had been more of these hand drawn note cards, but the others were styles that didn't appeal to me. And yeah, I could have just picked out the ones that I wanted, but of course it didn't occur to me to do that. And then I found this. This is like the second thing I found walking in the store after that picture. It is a box of somebody's pattern stash. I apologize that the camera angle isn't better, but it's hard to hold the camera and look and capture what you're looking at in the image. There was a lot of crochet. There was a lot of old, uninteresting run of the mill stuff. But you have to sort through it if you want to find that vintage pattern that you are just dying for. It's not impossible that there could have been some Paula Vaughns in here or some other fabulous old pattern that I didn't know I was looking for. There was some cross stitch. It was almost all black and white photocopies. If you found a black and white photocopy at the thrift store of a pattern you'd been looking for, I mean, I know pirated copies are wrong, but you can ask some interesting questions about where to draw the line when it comes to unintentional copies. And no, I didn't buy the barn because I have plenty of barns already without making myself feel bad about buying a copied pattern that I'm sure was copied by someone who doesn't understand the ramifications of the whole thing. I did sort through all of these. There was nothing in there I had to have except there was one crochet booklet that looked cute, but I still don't know how to crochet. I don't need to spend money on more crochet patterns unless there's a really, really good reason, and this pattern wasn't that good of a reason. You think these dolls are the same size as the ones that my grandma crocheted the dresses for? I could have looked at the pattern and the height of the dolls and made an educated guess, but I talked myself out of it and left it behind, mostly because Goodwill's prices on books and magazines in the bins are just higher than I think they need to be. And like I said, I don't know how to crochet yet. I can't look at that pattern and assess whether that is something I'm likely to do or not. I was surprisingly good on the shopping trip. I didn't buy much and I didn't buy anything that I didn't need, depending on how you define the word need. I very much needed a vintage hostess thingy to make little pastry rosettes. I'm just sure of it. Do you see what's there? It caught my eye and it's like an I Spy game, but there in the middle of all of that stuff was a vintage crewel piece. And you might have seen the YouTube short. I already posted this. The stitching on this is amazing. The back is neat. Everything about it is perfect. And it was just wadded up in all of that stuff. I did need it. Maybe I didn't need it, but it needed not to be in the Goodwill bins. Look at that poor phonograph. I suppose if someone had a broken one and needed parts, there might be something worth salvaging there. It's another picture I wouldn't mind for my walls. And look at this. Remember that weird eagle clock I found a few weeks back? This could be its companion piece. It's wood. It is so heavily finished that I had to work hard to convince myself that it is wood. And it has a hanger to put it on the wall, but it is so heavy I can't imagine. And I'm sorry my camera got tilted, but this is my handy hostess kit. I am still not entirely sure what this thing is, but you put batter on the little butterfly and then you dip it in hot oil and cook it. And the little voices in my head told me that I really needed to take this home and make little pastry butterflies for me and my husband and my sons, who I'm sure will not be at all impressed by the idea of little pastry butterflies, but I do not care. Found a ton of these on eBay and Etsy, and they're charging more than I paid for mine, if that means anything. Keep in mind that I have no idea what I paid for mine. It was just $2.27 a pound, and it can't weigh that much. This china set is so pretty, it got me wondering what china weighs, and I think it's 69 cents a pound, what a china set would cost. I don't need another china set at all. Somebody else apparently did figure out the math and that it was a good plan, because a few minutes later I walked past that table again and everything but the gravy boat was gone. I'm glad it found a new home. I hope it went with someone who will love it for years to come, or I mean, I don't care what they do with it. I'm glad that it wound up going home with somebody and didn't wind up going to the landfill. There's always this sense when you're looking at the Goodwill bins that this is the last chance for that stuff to find someone who sees some value in it. And I always get kind of curious what happens to this stuff. I've regretted leaving some stuff behind, not so much because I wanted it, but because I felt like it should wind up somewhere. Leave me a comment if you find yourself wondering about the fate of the things you leave behind in the thrift store. We had a whole lot of fun gawking at stuff in the Goodwill bins. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this and maybe some entertaining stuff caught your eye. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.